So I have been in Gurgaon, like in Fidelity basically, working as a senior data engineer only.
Uh-huh.
Approximate. So I started my career with somewhere like in front end development and Python API development,
Uh,
somewhat around 5 years back. And then after a couple of years, I switched to this data engineering domain.
okay. Yeah. So how is the this one? Your data engineering is related to the Databricks or AWS or Azure or something, Snowflakes or what?
Yes, correct. So ideally, my primary work is with the Snowflake, MLOps, okay, and the main cloud that I mainly use is AWS. There are a couple of projects that I did in the Databricks and PySpark, okay, and in AWS mainly we work with Lambda, S3, and SageMaker, and creating different data pipelines with the help of like processing the data from the DynamoDB and all.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, these are and Snowflake also basically. Snowflake is our primary like analytical database which is used in our organizations.
Okay. So Snowflake is a analytical database, huh?
Right.
Okay. So yeah. So senior data engineer, but maybe you'll be switching to that solution architect, that level of.
Right. I will be continuing with this domain only. I'm not looking for any domain change in a data engineering only, but some promotions and all basically they need master's degree and also that's why I'm looking for this degree.
Okay. Oh, they are doing promotion based on master degree. Huh? That's nice.
Not exactly, but if you have some master's degree, I mean, it's cherry on top kind of thing.
Exactly. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
That's always good. Yeah. So you are able to relate everything, but hardly we have only this in the SEM 3 only we had some data engineering related stuff. No, maybe in the SEM 2 you took the SDA or what?
In which? In this semester?
In the SEM 2 you took SDA. There was some.
Yes.
Mhm.
Right.
Okay, instead of people were taking, I took the DVA, but maybe you took the SDA part, right?
Right.
Okay. Hi
Hello
Rakesh.
everyone, good afternoon.
Yeah, good
Hello, Rakesh. Good
afternoon.
afternoon. Hello, everyone.
So yeah.
So, yeah, Josh is high.
Hi, good afternoon.
Hi, Lady. Good afternoon.
Yes, we can say Josh is high because on a like after a long time we are getting fully weekend, and if on that day in afternoon we are connecting, then we can say Josh is high.
Yeah.
Ideally, yes, but most of the people have Josh low in the weekends because they get time only.
No, I was only talking about us.
Acha, that's perfect.
Yeah.
So maybe we can get started or what, Rakesh? Surendra?
I guess we can start. I mean,
Yes, we should. It's already 5 minutes above.
Yeah, right. So it's okay.
Okay.
We can start. Yeah.
Yeah,
I will just
we can
inform
start.
we are.
And we are recording this session, right? Ayush.
Yeah, we can record, not a problem.
Yeah, I'm recording. Yeah.
Okay. And Manoj, one more thing. Basically, I'm from data warehousing background. So the Hadoop classes, right? Janardhan classes, right? Those are not that much good. So maybe you refer someday, right? Only to follow which lecture?
No, people are saying Praveen sir's this is good for SPA, but I didn't feel it interesting. So you can try it out. Yeah.
And what
No.
about big data?
Parveen is for SPA. So for VDS, we have in my repository only. You will get Anindya. Sorry if I'm pronouncing name incorrectly. So Anindya was one of from this big data SME from IBM. Then there was some issues, so because of that, he is not delivering session this time.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he's really good. He's having industry experience and.
But do you have that repository link? I mean,
Yes, Let me share you my screen and show you where you can get
Yeah, even
those.
it is in the blog. If you know the blog, you can go through that
Yes,
and you can get to the Ragesh. Actually, I'm thankful to Ragesh for sending those links.
no problem. Manoj. So I think that is available in.
Yeah,
Let me
Our
see.
WhatsApp.
in the in the SPA we have, or SBDS we have the links.
So this is Manoj's blog,
Mhm.
the central repository for all kind of help.
Yeah,
Everything you can
yeah,
get over
Manoj great,
here.
good job actually. So because of him only you are able to find all the recordings and all.
Yeah, here
So
also. Rakesh, I
Manoj,
just if you go up on the top, if you go top, no, wait. There is one thing, recordings. If you search for recording, yeah, so just click there and it will go to. Otherwise, no, it's getting crowded there. So I put it there in the.
okay.
So here, if you see
So
Rakesh, the yeah, thanks Rakesh for sharing this one. No? 10th row, yeah,
10th row. Okay. Yeah, this one.
yeah.
So in this particular,
Just yeah, you click on that, you will go. Yeah, click on that one. Yeah, not that. But maybe you are in the you have given only they have given permission for the bits ID, no?
otherwise one more thing. I think what I did is it's this one also. I was searching everywhere apart from where I should. So one thing you will require bits ID to access this recording. This is only limitation. Then for semester first, second, third, you have for everything. Here you have BDS, DL, NLP. So in BDS, you go to BDS, and here you will find Sudarshan Deshmukh in India. So this is the guy I was talking about,
Okay.
and here you can
Nice.
get it.
Hmm.
Mhm.
So similarly, if someone have SPA, then SPA for SPA is also we have multiple Gotet and Parveen.
No, GoTT
Mhm.
is not complete. Only two lectures were there.
Gotet, yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, yes. Then I think everyone followed
Praveen,
Parveen,
only. Yeah,
so maybe
Praveen. Yeah.
because. So this is where we can find all this stuff.
Okay. In the WhatsApp group, what Manoj kept, right? So I have to log into that link, then I'll get those things right. Okay.
Let me share it in this chat as well so that you can access from here. So good source of information. Sometimes our junior also asks, so I directly, give this copy paste.
So it's really nice that you shared it to everyone.
Yeah, because I searched within multiple guys on LinkedIn. I searched our seniors.
Mm-hmm.
So then I asked that which professor I should select when we were, electing our subjects.
Hmm.
So then one guy, he was very polite and he explained me that choose any, and if you are not, because then my schedule was also not adjusting. So then he told that you choose any, use your bits ID, and then this is the drive where you get some. And he only suggested those Parveen and Anindya's name.
Okay. That's good.
That I really found. So that's how I got it. Then I thought that it should be informative for everyone.
Sure.
That was really helpful, Rakesh.
Yeah.
No problem. So yeah, actually, this is what required in this course. Everyone help each other.
Yeah, Rakesh. That is good.
Okay, so let's come back to the agenda today's.
Okay, sure. So let me start now. I guess we can start now.
Yes.
So we have almost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 peers with us, and today we will going to talk about the Azure Databricks and what is the architecture of the Azure Databricks, and how we can basically leverage the Databricks tool. How can we create it? I will go. I will also do the hands-on lab also. I've configured a lab also. I mean, if you guys don't have a Databricks account, I will show you how to create account also, how to create a clusters, how to create a notebook, and how can you run your Scala or PySpark or Spark SQL code on your Databricks notebook. So going through that, let's start with the session. So first I would, okay, just give me a minute. I'm getting an important call, please.
And the lecturers, right? Everything is present in the OneDrive. So can I copy all those folder and put it on my local machine so that it will be helpful for my future? Is it okay, Rakesh?
Yes,
Can I?
yes, yes, we can. Even I also did, because sometimes we don't have good internet. So and one more thing, actually, these lectures delivered on Impartus platform, so the quality is not that good. And
Okay.
on top of it, if we run it in live streaming, then if our internet is not so good, then it's more blur. So then
Mm.
it's better if you download and then you consume them.
Okay, okay, okay.
Only thing is that you require bits ID to access them.
Yeah, yeah, that is
That's it.
fine. Yeah, so I'll download to my local machine, right?
Yeah,
Local
you can.
machine.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
Copy paste it will work, right?
there is a 2 hour video in the. It's total 4 hours actually. People are confused with that also.
So Parveen sir used to, switch on his camera while delivering the sessions. So this is nothing from Parveen sir, or because of Impartus, what happens is that the video part and the screen shared. So because of this, it seems like the class taken for 4 hours, but actually the class is only for 2 hours. So initial 1.5 hour, sorry, initial half of time you have to skip. Then your slide, presentation he start.
Sorry,
Otherwise,
guys,
in
can we start? Yeah, Rakesh, please.
yeah, okay. So
So,
I was saying that in SPA lectures, what happens is that initial 2 hours, it seems like he is just someone is like camera. The Praveen sir just shared his, but he is not sharing anything on his screen. He's only sharing his face. But it's not like, because of Impartus platform, half part in the video you will see only his face. You won't see his screen. So for that you have to share, skip half part. That is only I wanted to say. Hope you understood.
yeah, I mean, a small.
Okay.
Okay, is my screen visible?
Yes, it is visible.
Okay, so let's dive in with the session. Uh, so first is Azure Databricks. I just want to know who else in this call have already gone, have some basic knowledge of the Databricks. Not Databricks, I would say have some basic knowledge of Python or PySpark or some cloud basics of cloud. They can raise their hand, please.
Some Python we know, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, cloud I know, AWS and
fine.
Snowflake also somewhat.
Basics of Python is fine.
Yeah, basic of Python is fine. Yeah.
Okay, nice. Okay, so this session will basically cover from the scratch. So I guess all the audience are pretty much like all the audience will be able to understand what exactly I will be going through. So let's start. So before starting, let me introduce about myself. So currently I'm a senior data engineer at Fidelity International, Gurgaon, and I have worked on the different data engineering projects and MLO project. The main project which which is very close to my heart and where I've learned a lot of things was when I was part of an innovation team where we have developed different MLOps pipeline in AWS SageMaker. So it was somewhere around 2 years, 3 years back, where MLOps was coming to the industry and with respect to the cloud like AWS and Azure. So we have migrated our MLOps from basically from in-house to the cloud, to the AWS SageMaker. That was a complete automated process, by the way. And my core skills are basically Python, Pandas, Snowflake, SQL, and MLOps, SageMaker, Azure, and PySpark. You can reach out to me anytime on LinkedIn and GitHub. I will share this slide. These have link. Okay, and so you can reach out to me anytime. Before starting, just a small fact I would like to share to you guys. We think that Excel is too big for us. Excel is a strong tool. Definitely, Excel is a very strong tool, but everything has a limit except sky. So the maximum number of rows in Excel sheet is 10,000 for sorry 10,48,576, and the maximum number of columns that can be presented in Excel is that can be developed or say can be present in the Excel is 16,384. So if your data exceed this limit, you really need to find alternative, and that's why we are seeing so big data warehouses currently in Azure, in AWS, and in cloud, I would say basically. So yeah, you can say these are the things. These are the things that why the data is important. The objective of the session will be mainly the objective of this presentation is to provide an overview of the Databricks, its key features and benefits to demonstrate how it can be leveraged to accelerate big data analytics workload. Additionally, this presentation will also showcase you the integration capabilities of Azure Databricks with the other Azure services like the storage and all. How can you mount the storage from DBFS or WBFS? And yeah, I will show you the lab also, and I will help you to understand all about things like how to transform, how to load the data from CSV, and how to create the workflows and all. So yep, that's sorry. So I guess agenda is everyone clear about. Does anyone have any question till here? Yes, Sujay.
So are we recording the session or not?
Good question. Manoj, are we recording it?
Yeah,
Because I don't have access to record it.
nobody has the access because it's not it's from the bits, no. So I'm recording on the desktop recorder.
Okay, okay,
Okay,
okay. Good,
perfect.
good, good then. Yeah.
They can also record.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's great.
perfect. So what is Spark? Apache Spark is basically is an open source. It is not licensed as of now. It is an open source cluster computing framework. Spark is scalable, massively parallel. I guess by scalable, everyone knows what the scalable means. It is basically there is a certain extension of the limit that I have Python that we get to extend our limit when we are doing in a Python and sorry when we are doing in a PySpark. And massively parallel means there are different. So think of this like if you want to reach from one station to the another station, you can go via you can go via train or you can go via road. So either of the things, if you go, you cannot go parallelly. But suppose if you think like if you can go, if you have a load or there are many people who cannot be accommodated in the train, they can go parallelly, like both works parallelly, both have the same destination. In memory execution mean all the execution are done within the memory that cluster is. So before starting that, I will let you know what exactly the cluster is. So cluster is a bit jargon term in today's world, but it's nothing but just a compute power. It's a laptop. It's a just think about your laptop. Okay, your laptop has some RAM, some storage like 500 MB, sorry 500 GB or 1 TB. So it's nothing but just a compute where you can run your workload, but they are optimized in such a way by the cloud platform, so that you can scale, you can just produce the or extend the workload according to your data sets basically. So what is Databricks? Databricks is nothing just a San Francisco based company that provides the eponome product Databrick. Eponome is, it is named after someone. Databricks deliver a unified analytics platform powered by Apache Spark. Learn more about, okay, I will share you this, you can learn about. And yeah, why Databricks, why today, why today, today companies, why they are migrating to the Databricks. So let me tell you a small comparison between AWS SageMaker, sorry, not SageMaker, AWS, Azure, and the Google Cloud. So when the cloud started, everyone was rushing to AWS. Like AWS, something has, something AWS built something great. AWS something very innovative. But as that was new, like cloud was new, like talk about 10 or 15 years back, cloud was something new that was coming to the industry. But in today's industry, cloud is normal. Okay, Azure Databricks is also a cloud. AWS is also a cloud, and GCP is also a cloud. So, like today, not today, I would say 2 or 3 years back, the question was which cloud you should choose. So mainly people would say, depending upon the different parameters, like if you want data processing, you should go with Azure. If you want ML ops pipeline, because AWS is a biggest marketplace with respect to the machine learning models, and Google Cloud is still evolving, I could say. But yeah, talking about that all three clouds. But in today's, like if you talk about today, Azure is the best one, which is which is considered in the industry. Reason being, AWS is complex. Like I've used the both, so I will tell you my experience. So in AWS, you have to, it's a bit complex. The interaction to the AWS, there is library called Boto3. We say that if we directly import the Boto3, we can leverage all the AWS services. No, it is not something like that. You have to there is additional layer of configuration, or say interaction layer of the AWS to to your process, or say different things. So that additional layer, Azure has removed that additional layer of interaction. It is so seamless. It is not complex as compared to AWS. In Azure, if you go and see these two portals in Azure, you will be easily able to understand what exactly, how you are moving forward. But AWS, it is bit tough. Somewhere they ask the code also. Somewhere they ask the JSON also to configure the roles and all. So yeah, in Azure, it is already developed. So that's why people are moving to the Azure, and Azure now have collaborated with the Databricks. Now they are using AWS Databricks. So this platform, Azure Databricks, is used to build data engineering pipelines, ML ops pipeline, creating the data extraction script, data manipulating script, and you can also deploy your model on the Databricks and run the predictions also. So yeah. Okay. Let me show you
Okay.
before
One
this.
question,
Yeah,
Ayush. Well,
please.
when you say the another layer, the interaction layer
Mm-hmm,
of Boto 3 with AWS,
mm-hmm,
so what exactly do you mean by that? I mean, let's say that I have created a
mm-hmm,
Boto 3 client to interact with
mm-hmm,
any service.
mm-hmm,
Now, let's say S3, okay? So
mm-hmm,
now for S3, the additional configuration is like that you give the this reason
mm-hmm,
name or this access key,
mm-hmm,
secret access key. So that
mm-hmm.
kind of configuration you're talking about. So what do you mean by
No, no,
the
no, 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 no. Okay, that configuration you have to give everywhere. But in some of the scenarios in AWS, what happens is you have to define the roles and permissions also. So in Azure, what does it? So this is called AD group. So if you know what about AD group is, what AD group does is, as per your username, it automatically fetches your role. But in AWS, it does not fetch your roles. You have some in some of the services, you have to determine what exactly role you are, what exactly role you want. If you have a multiple roles, and on the basis of that role, AWS will start the session. Similarly, like not likely in Azure. Azure has basically, you can just go and on the basis of the ID group, all the roles will be configured, like all the roles will be fetched, and you can use whatever you want basically.
Okay, okay, yeah, that's right. That we also need to provide an IAM role, like
Mm-hmm.
that. So, and in the IAM role, that you will provide these policies
Yes. Yes.
in the form of JSON. So that can be
Mm-hmm.
little complex. I agree.
Yep. But
But just
Azure app don't have such functionality. In Azure, you can just directly, create a session and just start whatever you want as a services.
okay, 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 nice. Okay,
Yeah, as compared to UI also, if you look at the cloud UI, AWS, it's a bit complex as compared to Azure.
yeah, that I have heard because I know
Hmm.
like some for any person who wants to spin up a EC2 instance on AWS, I know it can be like the person who's using it for the first time. It can be a
Right.
very tricky, complex task for it because I
Completely
faced
agree.
this. Maybe it is not
Completely
in
agree.
Azure.
Completely agree.
Yeah.
Yep.
So this user experience actually Microsoft, for Microsoft it's a legacy. They are carrying it from very beginning.
Completely. Yeah. Correct. That's why if you see, so even my company, I would say, 5 years back, we were using AWS. Today also we are using AWS. It's not like that. But the workload, or you say the process, which is we are using both as of now, AWS and Azure. But if 5 years back, 100% we were on AWS. Today we are only 40% on AWS, and we are migrating everything to Azure. And the biggest advantage that company has with respect to the Microsoft is, see, MS have Microsoft has a different product like Outlook, Teams, and even your laptop is configured with the Microsoft, right? If you work in some company, you log in with your credentials, that is somewhere connected to the Microsoft Windows. So on the basis of your identity or your AID only, they can give you or assign the roles of the Azure to you basically. They don't have to configure something different. They can create a domain and they can provide you their necessary roles of the Azure also. But in AWS, you have to completely switch the environment in that case. So today, that's why mainly company are migrating today. Even 60% of our workloads now on the Azure.
Yeah, and there's one more point. Even these days, the environment is more of hybrid. Like uh,
Mm-hmm.
who
Mm-hmm.
use multiple clouds. For example,
Right.
let's say if I talk about my project, so we also
Mm-hmm.
use both. But like
Mm-hmm.
since we have all our service resources services and all the architecture pipeline, everything is on AWS. But for pipeline purpose, we are using Azure, like
Right.
Azure DevOps. So this is the way like it has become like so because I also had this question in my mind that why if I know one cloud, let's say if I have experience on
Mm-hmm.
AWS, why to go for Azure or vice versa. But
Right.
actually it's become hybrid, like every person needs to know everything, kind of that.
Completely agree. Even couple of like not a couple of 1 years back, I was having same question with myself: which cloud should I master? Then I got to know there is nothing called master. Just go
Yes.
like whatever you want to learn, just learn on the basis of the requirement and the use cases.
And very few things will be, here and there. I initially learned AWS, then I started working on Azure, and
Mm-hmm.
parallelly, meanwhile, IBM Cloud also came into one project.
Watson, yeah.
So this is the era of, hybrid multi-cloud. Not only hybrid and not only multi. This is the era of hybrid multi-cloud, where we have OpenShift, and
Mm-hmm.
because of this, so now it's not like which cloud you are working in. I'm working in cloud, then you are working in almost everywhere.
Right.
So somewhere it matter that one service is more powerful in one cloud and in another it is not, and somewhere the cost is play a role. So if so one service is, available quite cheaper in AWS, one would be in
Mm-hmm.
Azure. So what people and company guys have done is that base part they pick and they club with third something, and then they start using as a hybrid multi-cloud environment.
Right. Okay. Before proceeding
Yeah.
to the next, sorry, Rakesh, you were saying something.
No, no, no. Let's go.
Okay. So before proceeding to our next session, may I know who have a Azure account as of now running up? I mean, they have configured their Azure account as of now as a free tier or as a student account. So basically, there are two types of option where you can configure. You can configure your Bits ID as a student account also, where you will get 100 credits and where you don't need to apply for any credit card first. Okay, if you go with the free tier version, you have to give the credit card, but there will be only 2 rupees charges for that. I guess that is also refunded, but it will not charge unless and until you change your plan pay as you go. So may I know if anyone has configured their AWS account as of now? Azure account, sorry.
Yeah, so AWS I have, but actually Azure I didn't configure. But as of now, as I told you, I'm working in a project where
Hmm.
so experience wise I have, but yeah, but for personal use I don't have.
Anyone else? Okay, Rakesh. Anyone else?
Yeah, actually, I have
You
Azure
have,
account.
okay. So
Yeah.
I could request everyone to first configure their. I will like it will only take 5 minutes. I mean, you can select your you can activate your student account if you don't want to give the credit card. Okay, so I have this student account only. So I would request everyone, I would 5 minutes. I will leave you guys to please, you start your Azure account as a free tier or as a student. Because once we will have an account, it will like this session will be then very helpful to you guys only. Because all the things like mainly I'm focusing on the practicals only. So that's why I will request everyone to please configure. If they are facing any problem, please do share your screen and do let me know.
So can you please ping the link so that we can configure it? Because I'm new to Azure, even I don't
So
have
you
idea
can
on.
just go on the azuremicrosoft.com. Okay. You can
Mhm.
just sign in. Okay. I have already account configured here. You can put your email ID, Gmail account ID, or if you have a Outlook mail ID, you can put the both. Okay. You can just go here. And here I have a account, so that's why it's directly logged into me. But for you guys, it will ask. So when you will be first login, it will ask the basic credentials like name and all. So you can fill it up and then start with your account. Hardly it will take 5 minutes. Do let me know if anyone of you faces an issue.
So we have to go to AzureMicrosoft.com and try Azure for free. That one or a different one?
Right, right. Try Azure for free.
Start
So
free.
IBM and Azure is partner. So as soon as I clicked that, it logged in with IBM ID. Okay, I'm on
So
office
whoever
link.
is configuring for the first time, anyone can share your screen so that everyone can follow the same process. I can guide them.
Yeah, I will
Yeah.
Okay,
follow. Should I
let
share
me
my
share
screen?
my screen. So let me know once you are able to see my screen.
Okay, sorry, I should have. Okay. Yep, I'm able to see your screen.
So this is the thing, right? Azure.com. So I just
Yes,
log into Azure.com and
you can pick this account.
yeah, but what is the password? I forgot actually. Let me
You
try.
can send to your Gmail account if you are accessing it. Email code to.
Okay, let me try it. This one, my
Okay,
Outlook
sure,
password.
sure. Oh, nice, perfect.
Yeah, maybe
Maybe
later.
later. Yep.
Okay.
Okay, you can go with access student benefits if you don't want to give the credit card. If you want to give your credit card, you can start with Azure free trial.
Okay,
Wi-
access student benefit. Then I'll give you here. I'll
Ah,
go to here. Okay, this one, right? I'll
yes,
click
yes,
it.
yes, 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 yes.
Signed up
Sign up
now.
now. Right.
Start.
Start free.
Okay.
You can put your uh, school name and date of birth and school bits ID.
This is bits,
You can
right?
write simply bits.
Date of birth.
Put your bits ID here. A verification link will be sent.
Okay. Yeah.
2021 something. Try to type. I think sometimes it come as a pop-up.
So I kept it here. This is the bit site, right? So copy this one. Okay.
Yeah. Ignore the verification code. You can come down. That is
Okay.
optional. You don't need to put that.
Mhm.
Solve the puzzle next. That you are not a human. Sorry, you are a human.
Okay.
Okay, you can select any of the two identical objects. I guess the last one it is.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, verify. Now you can open your bits ID. You will receive a link. You can just go on link and your account will be activated.
Okay.
I hope everyone is following on this.
Yes.
Yes. I came to the quick start center, but where to that student thing I couldn't find.
Sorry.
So I came to the quick start center. That's Microsoft Azure
Uh-huh.
quick start center.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
There, but that student thing I didn't get that student
Have you already verified, like, have you already done as a free trial, like earlier before? Free trial,
free trial. Yeah.
anytime. Just a minute, you can share your screen. Just a minute, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can share your screen, Anuj.
Yeah. Can you see?
And go to home. Click on home. Acha, you have already logged in with the Bits Pilani ID. So I guess it has already.
Click on and see this subscription. You will get come to know.
Yes.
Where is
Click on
View
that.
account. View
View
account.
account. Check the subscription. What is your subscription? Is your net? Acha,
you can contact me with this Honda only overall feedback for
go. You can go to.
Student. I can see you, Manoj Kumar M. Below that student is there. So you are already student over
already
there.
student. Okay, okay, yeah.
Yes.
Fine, fine. Yeah. Thank you.
You can go to Azure.
Where is the show?
Azure portal, like previous tab.
Oh,
I guess you have access to create a resource,
create your resource. Okay.
create a resource, right?
Virtual
Yeah,
machine.
I guess you have a student subscription, not a problem. Okay, anyone else facing any issue, or shall we start?
My mail student ID is verified. But one more thing, let me share my screen. Here. So I got this window. So I have to provide my phone number and all, right? One
Your
second.
screen is not visible yet. Yeah, no, it is coming. Yep. Hi, you can put your phone number.
And bits email put. bits email over there.
Yeah, but it is not
No.
required. I mean, go on top. You can now directly go to the Azure portal. It
Okay,
is
so
asking for the. You can directly go to the Azure portal, right?
portal.
Portal.azure.com. Yep. Yes. Now, okay, go to the. Have you verified it?
Yes, yes.
This shouldn't come. You can go to the. Can you please press on the link again? Verify it.
This one, right? This one,
Yeah.
this link.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I already verified here. Okay, let me click here. This one. Verification complete.
Yeah. Go to submit.
This one?
Verify. Yes.
Yeah.
Continue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Can you refresh home now?
This one, right? This one.
Yes. 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 Please refresh it.
Mm-hmm.
Can you create a resource?
This
Check.
one?
Check. Go on. Create a resource.
Okay.
Search for the Databricks.
This is sign in again. It's not required, right?
You can sign in again. I guess the token has been expired because
Okay.
Maybe we need to sign from the bits ID, right?
if someone gets directly login with the bits ID, they can automatically the student will be in that.
So here, say earlier I used Outlook, right? Now it is not taking, I think.
You can use. Can you try use at another account because I didn't face this issue. I so you can on your personal mail ID you can also get the student access because on my personal mail ID only I've got the student access.
Mm-hmm. But I have to give my credit card and all, right?
No, 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 no. You don't need to get credit card.
Okay. Let me put.
Or if someone is facing the issue with the personal mail ID, they can directly log in with their bits mail ID. As Manoj showed, they can directly get the student subscription.
Yeah, I think
Okay, so I'll log it. So I'll use BitSide now.
Yeah,
Here.
sure. You can use your bits ID. I mean, that will be much better option because I think it's somewhere is facing an issue.
so this Microsoft is giving the Microsoft Office to the students and Azure also to students. Really nice, no?
No.
Power of Microsoft.
So it is showing the account password is incorrect. Okay, the Outlook password I was given earlier. So same password I will give or
No, no, no,
is
no, no. Your bits password only.
but
Have you
why?
reset it?
Yeah, I didn't reset anything.
Maybe you have
And
to
then you
give
should
the
take it.
maybe you have to give the Teams password.
The same password, right? Our email ID password.
Try the Teams because email ID is Gmail, no? Maybe Teams is what
Okay.
asking. Yeah, just try that. Yeah. For me, it automatically came. I don't know.
Yes, for some of the people it automatically. For me also it automatically came.
Mm-hmm.
No, no, it will face a issue. It is something different. You will not able to log in. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Can you log in? Can you close the browser and then start again once and directly log into portal.azure.com with your Outlook only?
Okay, let me close this. It came directly.
Okay. Can you go to aces.this? Uh, Go to your account.
This
No, no, my
account.
username is there. My soft account not there.
This one. Continue.
Just give me a second. Continue. Can you see anywhere Azure?
No, that was looking for it. Uh,
Is this your company's laptop?
no, no, my personal laptop.
Okay.
So Azure is not showing you.
Okay.
365 is showing.
Can you just check if you are create your resource now because your verification has been done.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go to create a resource.
Databricks. So
Okay,
this
this is something issue. I'm not sure what exactly it is.
click here to copy details. What is this?
Wait when the portal encountered an issue while attempting to retrieve access tokens.
Mm-hmm.
Ignore. You can ignore this. Once you can ignore.
Mm-hmm.
This portal is having issue in authentication. Automatically it pop up.
Mm. Click here to copy the details. What is this?
I'm not
Cannot
sure.
access the application.
Can we see this later? I mean,
Yes, yes, definitely,
yeah, yeah.
definitely. Yeah,
Okay. I will share you my PPT in that case, and we can go ahead. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I guess most of you are ready with their Azure account. Okay. So you can see there are different kind of resources like container apps, storage account, disk access, Azure Databricks, virtual machines, VMs, basically app services, SQL database, and more. Okay. So now first what you have to do is you can go and search here Databricks, Azure Databricks basically, and you will find a services name as Azure Databricks. Okay, you can go create one. Click on, you can click on a create option, and Azure for you may basically the subscription will be coming for Azure for a student, those who have logged in through their bits mail ID. Resource group, if you have already any resource group, then it's good. Otherwise, create new. Click on create new and name this as something called demo project or demo session, whichever will suit for you. Make sure that if or you can create a new one only, like don't go with the additional one, you can create a new one, name as demo session or demo name, whatever it is. Give your Databricks name, data work.
Ayush,
Yep.
sorry to interrupt. One thing I would like to say
Hmm.
over here is that okay, you can continue sharing your screen. For those who are already, they are familiar with AWS. So in AWS, to create any resource, it's not something directly you can create. But in Azure, it's a mandatory to create a resource group first. then only within that it's nothing but a virtual bucket.
Yeah.
So first of all, create a resource group, and within that you can create. So it's a good, I would say, in AWS, let's say you have created 10 resources, so you have to individually go into everyone search, and then you can delete to save your cost. But in Azure it's good, you just delete your resource group bucket and everything get deleted. So in short, basically you have to place all your resources within some resource group.
Folder kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, thank you, Rakesh. No, 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 that's very helpful. It's okay. Please pitch in. If anyone wants to pitch in anything, I mean, that will be helpful for us also. So, but
I am getting this Azure subscription one. There's nothing named students actually.
yeah, that is also okay. That is also okay. You have a subscription, right?
Yeah, it's showing Azure
Yeah.
subscription one.
Yep, that is also okay. Manoj, you can share your screen because I already have these details, so everyone can follow you.
Oh, okay, fine.
I will guide you. Huh? So, yep, create a new Manoj demo one. Each East US is okay, or there are different region you can select. There is no any foundation, but each US, why we are choosing it? I guess each US have a lot of services as of now. For some regions, some services are not there. So East US is good as of now.
UAE is there.
Okay. Now you can pricing tier. You can click on this. You can click on standard Apache secure with Azure AD. So everything will be done on the Azure AD. You can manage resource group name. You can ignore it. Yeah. Yeah. No problem. And review and create. Review and create.
This is not required, no? Manage everything.
No. 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 You can ignore that. Review and create. So it is validating as of now all your details. Once the validation will be done, a create option, see now the create button is enabled. You can click on create, and Azure Databricks will be start into the deployment. If you can see on the right side, a pop-up came submitting deployment template to the resource group Manoj demo 1. I hope everyone is following on that.
Yeah, and guys, one more thing which I personally experienced is that, so as of now, just now you have seen that one notification was going on, and still that is running. If you see the notification, one is coming over there and some processing. So if you are creating a resource, so let it create, and or if you are deleting something, then let it complete. I mean to say,
It takes
let.
some time basically to start and delete the services basically.
So aggressively
Hmm.
don't try to do
Open it
so
in the
many
middle.
operations.
Hmm.
Otherwise, these in cloud world few things stuck sometime because they are dependent on other. So deadlock condition kind of thing happen. Not exactly that, but something like that. So then you face support ticket, and then so to fix that. So to avoid that situation, it's a better. So you be little bit patient over that. This is
Yeah,
what I
correct.
have. ये वो दर्द है जो मैं झेल चुका है. So that's the reason
Bang on,
I'm.
Rakesh. Bang on.
Uh,
And I so exactly, can you tell me what is Databricks? Basically, Databricks is just kind of DevOps pipeline, or
No, 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 no. Databricks is a platform in itself, okay,
Mhm.
which enables you to streamline the data engineering pipelines, machine learning pipelines, or your data analysis pipelines. Okay, so it's a kind of environment which is built on the Apache Spark. So,
Okay, okay,
okay,
got
so whenever we are starting this Databricks, the libraries such as Scala and all the Apache Spark libraries like Spark SQL, all the Spark APIs like Spark SQL, PySpark, and Scala, everything will be deployed on your Databricks environment. You don't need to import anything from the outside because it is built on the Azure Spark platform. Sorry, Apache Spark platform.
okay, okay, got it, got it. Basically, it's a platform, right? Which
Yes.
has all those pipelines information. I can say that,
Yes,
right?
yes. You can build pipelines in this. You can build MLOps pipeline in this. You can save. You can fetch the data from the Azure, or you can fetch the data from the any of the database. Like, just configure it.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. Now deployment is completed. Go to
Sorry
resource.
to interrupt actually.
Yeah.
Even if we logged in with Bits ID, do we need to provide the card details here? But it's asking card details.
Did you selected access student something like that?
Just signed up actually.
Uh, can you share your screen? Yeah.
So Nanda, are you able to share your screen? So wait, do one thing, just click on
Is it
portal.
visible?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
visible. So just open Azure, sorry, portal.azure.com in a new
Azure.com.
tab.
Right.
It,
I
just go
think I
in.
need to sign out, right?
No, no,
No.
no,
No. No.
nothing,
Don't
nothing.
sign out.
Just click on new tab
Mm.
and type portal.azure.com. Yes,
This one.
first Azure portal. You can
Shall I?
let me ping in chat the URL. Yeah, it's there. I have pinged you in chat window, Teams. You can see portal.azure.com. So most of the clouds, homepage URL is that only portal.ibm.com or something.
No.
Approve the sign in request. So you have to approve it. 84. You would see this in your mobile
Authenticator app
because
that you have
you
configured.
have enabled multi-factor authentication. So in your mobile, try to see there. You will see 84. So just prove from the mobile, then it will get signed in. Nice. Yes. See, it's not asking anything. So you can ignore previous window. Maybe later. You can click on maybe later. Okay. Uh, go back to
You can search the Databricks and try to create a account. I guess you also don't have a subscription, but you can activate it.
Azure Databricks.
Okay, you
Click
can go and explore access student benefits.
explore. You have to click explore above below access student benefit. The last one. No, no, no. The last one, I think it was. This is for education. This is for our colleges, not for us. For student, it was third option. Back.
It
It's
might
not
no go
going.
back. You can click on Microsoft Azure where it is written.
Now third option, access
Yes.
student. Not this.
This only.
This. Yes,
This
access
only I
student.
have done.
No, no, no. See now, access student benefit you can see over there, right?
Right
Mm.
one. Right, right, right,
And
right,
below
right.
that you have explore button.
Same. This one, no?
No, no. The right side, see the third option. This is the middle one. This is the first one and the third one where you will see something pencil and this. No, no. Do you see? Okay, be over there. So, okay, let me. So, on this particular page, you have three options. The first one is start with an Azure free trial. Okay, this is the first. You don't have to go over there. The next is manage Azure Active Directory. You also don't have to go over there. And the last one is see access student benefits.
Hmm. Yes.
Next to that, this is the middle one. You have to go to last.
There is nothing last here. This is the
See
last.
below. No, 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 no. Can you give me the control? Is it possible?
Mm,
Yes,
yeah.
control. See above Kubernetes in purple color, you see Kubernetes services.
Hmm.
Above that, you there is learn more and explore. Above that, you have access student benefit. I'm too bad in explaining. Can someone try, please?
Yeah, Sunanda, can you tell me what is the first one,
Start with Azure free trial.
second one,
Manage Azure Active Directory.
and third one?
Access student benefits.
Ah, so
Can
that
you click
is.
on the explore there?
Same I have done actually previously also.
Because we can see your cursor in the second one actually. What
Exactly.
Rakesh is saying. We can see the
No,
cursor.
no.
You can click on the explore, but we are seeing the cursor on the second one. That's why he was forcing to say, or you clicked on the explore only, right?
Yeah.
Okay, try once
Okay.
again. Click on the explore.
Actually, your cursor is reflecting on some other place. Okay, but you choose that explore.
Have you clicked? Because we can't see anything. We are seeing the old page only.
No, no, I have gone again back and I have explored this one only. Are you able
Can
to
you
see now?
reshare your screen? Can you reshare your
Yeah,
screen?
reshare. Yeah.
Is it
Yeah.
visible?
Yep. Sign up now.
Where?
Sign up now. Sign up now. Sign up now.
Okay.
Your cursor is not sync with us.
It's
Start
Uh,
free. Start free.
start
Start
free.
free.
So reason could be it's a bit, slower bandwidth. So okay, that's fine. I can see two cursor as of now on Sunanda's screen.
no, the student verification I need to do, no?
Yeah.
Now above that you have to select instead of United States. I think you need to
India.
select India. Then you can put bits in a school name.
Or you can ignore this also. You don't need it.
Date of birth one. This one too. Okay, any where you can three. I think first one only, right?
No, no. Third one. Third one.
Try again.
Last one.
The last one. It is very strict. Now you have to choose three images. So where see where you can detect two objects in a square.
Fourth one.
Fourth one.
First one.
Thank God.
Academic status also, no?
Yeah.
So now it's simple click only. Sananda, you can do this.
Yeah. Thank
You
you.
can go to your email and check. There will be a verification link. You can just open and verify. So yeah, coming to the next. Manoj, has your Databricks session started? Can you please share your screen once?
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. Can you go to Databricks?
Go to resource, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Launch
Okay,
workspace.
launch workspace. Launch workspace. It will automatically go through your SSO.
Oh,
Single sign on, because we have chosen Azure Active Directory when we created, right? Because of
Right.
that.
Yeah.
I don't remember I selected anything like that.
Yeah, it will automatically do by default.
By default, okay.
Yeah.
What is your current data project?
You can choose whichever you want.
Where is
It
the
will not impact any.
private key?
Uh,
No, it's
yeah,
fine.
sure, not a problem.
I don't know. It's fair.
It's okay. I
Choose
mean,
anything.
whichever you will select, it will not going to affect any of the thing, by the way. Okay, just a feedback kind of thing. Okay, so just a quick intro to everyone. This is how Databricks platforms look like. Okay, this is our Databricks platform. If you will drag on the left side where there are different icons, can you go to there? Left side, yeah. So in option there, here there are multiple options. One is data science and engineering, and one is machine learning. So why there are two things here? In data and machine learning, the clusters are mainly focused to the VMs, basically our virtual machines where we have core GPUs and CPUs. But in when we switch to the machine learning, I will whenever like this and going forward, I will show you what exactly I'm telling you right now. In machine learning, there will be some GPUs also which will be attached as a cluster. If you choose a go to machine learning, the GPUs help the faster processing in terms of images and videos. So suppose you have a data like of the videos and the images, and it cannot be done through your normal a normal hardware, say CPUs and all. They need GPUs are very heavy, they are required for the very heavy processing. So in that, GPUs will be present. And now come down. Can you come down, Manoj? And in click on new. So if you click on new, see there are different options that are coming. First is the notebook. Second is that if you want to upload any file into the Databricks environment, you can upload the file also. Third is the data. Data is like you can connect different data. Fourth is you can create a new cluster. I will in detail I will tell you these things. Fourth is job. Job is nothing but a scheduling kind of thing. You create a Databricks notebook. Now if you want to run on any particular day or any particular time, you can create a job on in that case. So it will trigger the job will trigger automatically that particular notebook on that particular time. As similarly as a repository is nothing but if you want to link your GitHub code to the Databricks, it can be also done. And fourth one is the auto ML experiment. Auto ML experiment is the you can say is complete a brain. Basically it's automatic, like it's a brain in itself. You just give the data and some configurations. It will automatically generate an ML, a machine learning code, where it will automatically tell you it will automatically write the prediction code and build the model. You just need to give the data and some parameters. Like you are suppose you have a tabular tabular data where you want to predict a price on the basis of region, 2 BHK or 3 BHK or different parameters. So you just tell the AutoML that these are my parameters, this is my data set, train on this data set, I want this column as a prediction. It will create a model automatically. And now coming to the workspace is now you can go to the workspace. Yeah, a workspace is here. Workspace where your notebooks will be present. So if you want to share your workspace, you can share, export all the workspaces. It's nothing but just a folder. If you want to share your notebook, you can share among the users if they have that particular access role, IAM role kind of thing. Similarly, you can import any notebook from the outside. You can export your notebook outside. Okay, or you can, if you have a link of that particular notebook, you can directly import the link also from the notebook. Repos I have already explained. these all things will be same only. So repos will, as I told you, if you want to add repo, click on add repo on the top, on the top, top. Yeah. If you that is also okay. That is, if you want to select any of your like SVN, Bitbucket, GitHub, or any of the fourth version control system that you are using, you can just put the URL, repository name. You can give the credentials. See, there is a grid credentials also, and create repo. It will automatically sync, and all the branches will be synced along with that. There is no any restriction on which branch basically you want to clone. All the GitHub repository, all the branches of that particular repository will be automatically synced in this, and you can cancel it, cancel as of now.
So this
Yeah,
just one question, like
yeah,
if I
please.
connect to the my GitHub and so this all the notebooks and everything can be I can edit from here. Is it something like that or
Yes. So once you can clone, once the cloning is done, you can edit also. You can push your code also. You can pull your code also. You can like it's a kind of environment that you got. Now you can push your code, pull your code, whichever thing you want.
so we can run it here also?
Yes, absolutely. You can run it here also.
Oh, okay.
And one good thing about Azure Cloud, so as you ask Manoj, can I edit over here or not? So in Azure, you get your Visual Studio, sorry, what exactly the Visual Studio only, right?
Mm-hmm.
The editor we use to
Yeah.
write configuration files. So yeah, so that on we can access our files into that. So it seems like we are accessing our Visual Studio code directly in local machine.
So you can, if you have any notebook on your GitHub, okay, you can just clone that repository. That notebook will be automatically synced with your this Databricks environment, and you can run that also, and you can generate the output of by running that particular notebook basically.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that answers your question, Manoj.
Does it automatically sync with the GitHub or is just pulling from there then we are pushing some time later or something
No,
like that?
you have to push. You have to push. I don't think that no any platform provide automatically sync unless and until you push the code to the basically Bitbucket or GitHub, whatever your version control system you are using.
Okay, okay,
So
Yeah.
automatic sync you can enable using webhook. Otherwise, you have to always
fine. That
Yeah.
sorry, what? How you enable automatic
web
Webhook. Webhook.
webhook is the you can trigger like webhook is the setting available in Git repos GitHub. So if you enable that, then as soon as you push anything over there, then you don't have to. So that will be actually automatically synced over here.
okay.
So similarly, nowadays we initiate our pipeline.
Yeah.
As soon
Okay. Please.
yeah.
Please,
Okay,
Akash.
okay. Yes, Ayush. Done. I have done.
Okay. So you can come to data also. In data, you can see. Can you please click on the data? Yeah. And you in data you can see you can import a data, you can get started with the data lake, and if you import the data you can click on import the data. Second option, import data. Hi, Azure Blob, Storages, Postgres, MySQL. Go to more options. So in more options, you can see there are Snowflake, Azure Blob, Cassandra, Kafka, Postgres. Like there are a huge amount of these things, or create or modify table. Like whichever you want database, you can run it. Basically, we will be putting our data sets on the Azure Blob storage as of now. Okay. Now come to the compute.
Where is the compute?
Left, below data. Yeah. Compute is your clusters basically. Abhi koi cluster. So currently there is no any cluster. But once I will let you know how to create a cluster, then the cluster which you will be created, it will be presented. Cluster is nothing but a compute power, like the CPU basically on which your process will be running. Okay. Can you come to the last option? Workflows. Okay, this is the very important thing in Databricks. Like, but personally, I feel this is the very important thing. So workflow is important also, and very kind of, I cannot say uniqueness, but a good way to schedule your script. Okay. So we said earlier, I told you that there is a job to schedule a script. Okay. But now suppose you have a 3 to 4 script, and you want, and there is a interdependency of those script, like you want first this script runs, then this script runs, then this script runs, then final this script runs. Here by script means notebook, Jupyter notebook, which currently we will be creating. So what does workflow do is, workflow create a pipeline here. You can say a complete pipeline from where do you want to initiate, which notebook you want to run first, which notebook you want to run second, which notebook you want to run third, and which notebook you want to run fifth. So this is completely end to end process, and it can be scheduled also. So it's not like once you develop this pipeline of the notebook, it cannot be scheduled. You can schedule it also. So every day at 5 p.m., if you want the 5 notebooks to be run, it you can, and it's very easy. Trust me, guys. I will show you this tomorrow, but today I will be showing you the cluster and all. Workflow is literally very simple to configure the different notebooks. And one more option here. So if I guess everyone have bit idea of the if else statement here. So now suppose there are 5 process, and in the third process there is a condition that if the rate is under 10, then this script run, and if the rate, I'm just assuming a column, okay, a output of that script. So if a rate is under 10, then run the script number XYZ, and if the rate is greater than 10, then run the script ABC. So see, there is a parallelism, right? So after third, there is a distribution of the two depending upon your output. You can configure that also depending upon your output here in workflows basically. So if the rate will be under 10, you can redirect it to the XYZ notebook. If the rate is greater than 10, you can redirect to ABC notebooks, and then you can generate the prediction. That is the, like, that is the best thing I love. And it's very easy. First of all, in other clouds you can also do, but in Databricks, I personally feel it is very easy. I will show you guys the use case. Okay, any questions here till now? Now we will be starting with the clusters and notebooks. By the way, any questions here?
I think it's good to go. Has anyone else completed this one? Sunanda and Surekha, Sujay,
Yeah,
Ranjan, Mahesh.
Yes, completed,
Wow,
Mahesh.
wow.
nice. And rest of you, can you please pitch in?
Sujay, you are there? Surekha?
Yes, 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 done. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, please speak up, okay? Nothing to be. Okay, I
Yep.
think maybe everyone has done.
Okay. Okay, let me share my screen now, Manoj.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, thank you. So, okay.
So Manoj, Ayush came very prepared, huh? Slides and everything very formal kind of.
Yeah, yeah.
That's great, great. Yeah, Ayush.
Yeah, I don't know, but every presentation that I gave, even in the company and where I used to prepare the slide, like
And I too bad. I deliver
like there
most
is
of the time.
there is something about the presentation that there are some points that you even don't know, and when you start, creating the presentation, and you get to know the more about the the process or the thing that you were going to talk about, because you have to write the strong points in a very very small, or you can in a very limited space.
Yep.
Yeah, agree with you. However, I
Yeah.
am lazy into this. But yes, I like.
Okay, so uh, okay. First, I will show you these slides. Then I will jump on to the Azure Databricks. Okay. So what is Spark? Okay, Apache Spark, as I told you. Okay, this slide we have already discussed. Okay, what is Spark context and Spark session? This is the most important thing that everyone here should know. So Spark context is an object that tell Spark how and where to access the cluster. So whenever you are using any Spark API code or any Spark, it should have a kind of cluster on, you can say, a compute power on which is running. So Spark context is kind of like, in if I tell you in Python, you import pandas as NP, sorry, import pandas as PD, import NumPy as NP, right? Similarly, in Spark, you have to define the context whenever you are running outside the Databricks environment. I will repeat this statement again. So whenever you are using PySpark code anywhere outside the Databricks environment, or in the environment where PySpark is not, the cluster is not in the PySpark, there you have to define the Spark context, like import Spark context, yeah, from Spark.context import as SC or something like that. What is Spark session? So a Spark session is an entry point for reading the data and execute SQL queries over data and getting the result. Technically speaking, Spark session is the entry point for the SQL context and the Hive context. So SQL context and Hive context are the two further APIs. We will be using mainly the SQL context, not the Hive context, for our data frame that will be processing. So a Spark session can be done in the configuration. In Databricks notebook, a Spark session is already defined as a global variable in the Spark. So you don't have to, basically, if I show you here, uh, define a Spark session. Let me show you. Okay. If you see, there is a, if I am using PySpark outside any Databricks environment, then every time I have to use this code, Spark session dot builder dot master, whatever your name you want to give your app name, config, and get or create. This code is a kind of initial configuration whenever you are running any Spark code outside. But in Databricks, you don't need to give any Spark session nor any Spark context. A Spark contact and Spark session will be already present in your environment. See, Spark context is already a Spark session is defined as a Spark. So this object has already been created. That means this Spark, this declaration has already been done in your Databricks. So you don't need to reconfigure or re app name or define these things into the Databricks as of now. So okay. So I hope this is okay. What is Azure Databricks? Okay, this is also important. What is Azure Databricks basically? Azure Databricks is an Apache Spark analytics platform. Okay, optimized for the Microsoft Cloud Services platform, designed with the founders of Apache Spark. Databricks integrated Azure to provide one-click setup, streamlined workflows, as I told you, and an interactive workspace that enable collaboration between data scientists, data engineer, and business analyst. So these three are the core, core people that leverage the Databricks basically. If you will see this image, okay. So if you will see the image, I will explain you in very brief. So see the people here: data science people, data engineering people, and line of business means any BAs or PAs. PAs means propositional analyst that in your companies. Or if you will see the Azure Databricks, in Azure Databricks, it has Databricks workspace. As I told you, workspace means creating the notebooks, creating the cluster, creating where you will write your code basically. Databricks workflows, I already discussed with you what the workflows are. Databricks runtime, like what at a runtime, how efficient and code you can do. Databricks serverless, one is Databricks serverless means there is one more called which where you don't have to put like it's a lambda function kind of thing in AWS, where you don't have to configure any cluster, but it will run automatically whenever it will get the resource. Databricks IO and DBIO. This is a different thing. I will explain these things later on. These are the databases. And if you will see the bottom, blob storage, where you can fetch the data. As I just saw you, there are many other options that are currently available. And here are the applications. Applications means output in data warehousing, in deep learning and ML, in streaming the pipeline, and many others. Basically, we can use it. Apache Spark based analytics platform. So why, if you will using Apache Databricks as an analytics platform, then it is basically a Spark SQL data frames. Then you can stream your code, MLlib and graph. And Spark core APIs are R. R means on the R, also on top of R. And Spark Spark has been built. Spark SQL has been built on the top of SQL, and Spark Python also has been built, that is known as PySpark, on the top of Spark API, Scala and Java. In this session, we will be covering SQL, Python, and Scala. I will show you the code of these three and the differences in these three. Azure integration, as we know, there are diversity of VM spaces. I will tell you right now, like I will let you know what are the different type of VM as of now. Security and privacy, it depend upon company to company how strong they are going to put their security in their Azure portal. So there are different kind of security groups that we can define. Flexibility on the network topology, there are different VPNs. You can say on the different VPNs we can define that this Databricks should connect from this VPN only. If that is coming from any other outside that VPN network, that Databricks should not be get accessible. Azure Databricks and Azure Data Lake integration is very easy. Like you can directly just write for 5 lines on code. It can directly connect to the Power BI also. Azure Active Directory, as we said, there is Active Directory and there are other databases that is present. Acha, there is one interesting fact. Before now, we will be diving in into our like I will take 15 minutes more, 15 to 20 minutes, where I will be showing you the clusters and the notebooks. And rest of the session we can do tomorrow. So there is a small fact, I would say. How much data does a single Google search use? So, as we all know, climate changing is a very, hot topic going on in the industries. Even Google is switching their Google and Microsoft and AWS. Everyone is, optimizing their data centers to the, renewal electricity, basically, where they are just renewing their electricity, rare renewable sources of energy, I can say, where they are just taking the electricity from the renewable sources of energy. So whenever you do a single search, around 0.2 grams of CO2 emission from that particular data center is done. Now think about now think about if the billion of searches are done in a one day, how much CO2 we are giving to the environment. So whenever you search on the Google, I mean, this is just not related to any data breaks, nothing. But whenever you search on a Google, please do search wisely, because the more complex you search, the more emission it does. It's 0.2 is the average, basically. It sometimes go up to 0.3 and all. Now think about in India only how much CO2 is emission in from the different data centers.
That was a
So
good one. That was a good one. I am
sorry.
just searching internet and it shows
Hmm.
TikTok uses 2.6 grams.
Hmm.
Interesting.
Right.
I never thought about it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Think like just
Yeah,
think
these
about.
things.
Hmm.
Actually,
Please. Okay.
being humans, we don't even think about these things. And slowly you are seeing that. I'm not sure if someone is here from Jaipur or Rajasthan over here, but what is happening, you won't believe. The rain is, continuously the water is the rain is there, but parallelly the
Hmm.
humidity level is so high so that आपका मतलब पसीना नहीं सूख रहा है, बारिश हो रहा
Correct.
है और आपको पसीना आ रहा है. हाउ इज इट पॉसिबल? कि बारिश होगी तो
Completely
ठंड
agree.
होना ही होना चाहिए ना, देयर शुड बी कोल्ड if rain is there then, but it's not like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm completely agree on this.
So as it is said, everything comes at a price. We are going towards the technology, which is something groundbreaking technology and which is easing our life from day to day life. But everything is coming as a cost, and the cost that everyone is giving is the environment impact, I would say. Okay, let's come out of it. But please do make sure this is a very important slide. Okay,
So plant
now,
trees nearby you so that it consumes
uh,
CO2.
please. So even your laptop, which currently we are using, that is producing CO2 emission. Just FYI.
So Ayush, can you please share that this PPT?
Sure, I will definitely share this PPT in the group. Okay, so now I will now this session I am taking 15 minutes. Okay, 15 minutes for today. I guess it's a bit long, but tomorrow we will have more fun in this session. So now currently I will show you how to create a cluster. So before doing anything on it, in Databricks, you should have a cluster basically. So if you go to the cluster, okay, create there is a okay sorry there is a option, like there is a UI which comes like this, and people who don't have any cluster exist before, they would not they would they like there will be no options available to them here. You can go create a compute. Okay, while creating a compute you can see multi-node and single node. So I will explain you what exactly the multi-node and single node is. So first I will go with the single node, so then multi-node will be very clear. Single user, okay, and if you want no isolation shared, then that is also okay, it will not impact anything. Single user access, this is my AD group basically. Okay, run time, run version, this is the important thing. See, this is the important thing basically. If you will going with the standard one, okay, so if it is showing you the version 13.2, Scala is 2.12, and Spark is 3.4.0. Okay, if you are doing any project and like personal project, and if you want to explore, then go with 13.2, else use 12.2 LTS, as this is the stable version. 12.2, this one is the stable version. Coming to the ML, so it has ML. See, ML has GPUs now. That what I'm talking about. See, 13.2 ML, these are the GPUs attached now. 13.2 ml, 13.2 ml without GPU, 13.2 ml with GPU, graphic processing unit basically, and uncategorized is basically there is nothing very exciting about the uncategorized, but these two are the important thing. We will go with the standard as of now. Okay, please select 13.2 because we are not running any any organizations data, or we are not going to run on the huge volume data set. So you can select this one. Please don't create a cluster unless and until I say. You use photon acceleration if you want to extend your workload and reduce your cost as per the workloads, then you can use, but I don't think it's effective as of now. They are still doing that. Now see the node type. Okay, now I have selected this one. This is the version basically. This is the version. Now here comes the main thing, the node type. So think about like this. This is a one laptop which is named as a standard DS3 underscore version 2, which have 14 GB of memory and 4 cores of CPU. Similarly, if you will go standard DS4, okay, it has 28 GB of memory and 8 cores of this. Depending upon your data sets, you can take almost 56 GB of this, okay, and 64 GB of this, and 16 cores. It is basically there are different versions as of now. In when you have a premium subscription or pay as you go subscription, you will be able to see more of it. Like see, there is 384 GB of memory and 96 cores. That means in a ping it will process the GB of data. Right? Like in a blink, it will process lot of GB of data. So initially we will go with 14 GB and 4 memory cores, because I think there is no any usage beyond that as of now. But this is just a basic understanding that I'm giving you. If you use going to use your organization, then you can extend up to whichever memory and CPU cores you want. One important point to remember in this is the more you go ahead, the more pricing becomes heavier. It will cost. It is not like the same. This 14 GB and 128 GB will have a similar cost. No, the price will be also going on the rise as you go with the different CPUs and different cores. So make sure you choose very optimal one, and make sure you write a code very optimal one, so that basically in this whatever standard node type you are giving, basically you give terminate after say suppose 20 minute termination after matlab. So CPUs, these are the basically clusters. Now I will say them as a cluster. So these cluster will the run time how the uptime will always cost you. Whenever these clusters are up, it will always cost you. So suppose you are doing a project in your team, okay, and you forgot to stop your cluster. Okay, there is a manually option to also stop your cluster. You forgot to stop your cluster. Now the whole night, or suppose there is a small bug in your code, okay, and it went on the loop. Okay, now cluster will not stop automatically if you will not select this option. But if you have but basically activity is going on, so obviously it will not it will not stop. But suppose that code somewhere it got end, but now after that you have not selected this option, but that cluster will be up. So if that cluster will be up, the pricing will be there. But if the cluster is down, it will not it will not cost you basically. So it is basically to stop your, to shut down your CPU, to shut down your laptop kind of thing. If you don't want to use, you can just shut down it after 20 minutes if you like. If it's a screen time basically, if suppose everyone must have configured the screen time after 15 seconds of 20 second or 1 minute of inactivity, just lock your screen. So it's something like that. Make sure you always decide your time according to your convenience. Tag are not important, but mainly every organization use tag. Tag are nothing, but you can define your project name in this. This is nothing, just a key value. Project name, okay. Automatically added tag. If you will see vendor, data break, creator, yeah, this. So automatically you can create a project name value. This is a project for this team. It is, so there will be multiple teams in your organization. So suppose a project ABC, okay, and then add, then key. I can say if I'm dedicating to ID developer, then I will tag this as a developer name, the developer name XYZ. So kind of this thing, tag is not important to give. Uh, you can ignore this. Okay, and coming to the advanced option. So Spark config, you don't have to do anything with this. This will automatically, depending upon the cluster, it will do. Environment environment variables, if you see certain Spark configuration can be set any value. So there, if you configure any if you install Java in your system, you need to set your environment variables going through that windows. I don't know if anyone has tried all this or not. You go through the windows by creating that right click properties, then create an environment variable, basically from where that particular code should go and pick the libraries basically. So you can do these kind of environment variable setup also. Logging, you can enable logging also. It's like DB, like where you want to get the logs. Like logs means cluster logs, when it is getting up, how much time it is consuming to get a process. So in DBFS file system, inside the cluster log, you will get the logs. Init script is okay. So suppose you are on your system and there are couple of libraries that you want to pre-install with your cluster. Okay, that is not present in your cluster. So suppose you are using pandas. Okay, pandas is not present in the cluster. Actually, it is present, but I'm just giving you a hypothetical condition. So pandas is not present. Now you can just dedication workspace. In the workspace, you can add like you can write a requirement.txt, or you can write a file, and just you can put a path abfs, or the you can just put the path here of the file and add it automatically. When the cluster will get started, it will automatically install those libraries into your cluster. So any question on the single node here, then I will switch to the multi-node. This is the most important thing basically in Databricks cluster. Not most, I would say, but I would say it's most important.
So this is they have not
One
mentioned
thing,
anything about
how
that. So that means
No,
we can have any number of nodes and memory and all, right? Because there's
yeah, sure. Just yep, just pay them.
I mean there's an option there, but when we have selected only 14 GB for code, and if we create the
Yeah.
cluster, we don't need to pay anything. No, the credit card is not there, right?
Yes. You don't need to pay anything, but you tear the cost that is currently the cost that is associated with your account will be deprecated very quickly. Will deprived very quickly.
And one more additional thing over here, Manoj and everyone. So with this free bits ID, you got $100. So in
Ha.
$100, if you use it wisely and as per your convenience, then you can survive in, let's say, 6 months also, and you can finish it in 1 month also. So
Oh,
it's
one
up
hour.
to 1 hour. Huh?
Use
So
any
it's
GPU, 1 hour will
huh.
be like gone.
Oh, really? Yeah.
So so that $100 credit limit is for you. So if you use it properly, then it's enough for at least 1 month or so. So that is only as soon as you finish it, then your free student benefit gone, and now you have to like pay as you go.
Okay, okay. So yeah, okay.
That's how it is.
So once you
Yeah.
terminate this one, then all the database and everything will be gone, or how is it going to happen?
No, it will be stuck into like it will be present in your in your Azure environment.
Ah,
Okay, but for that you have to take a credit basically.
take what?
And
Credit,
No, no. What I'm
pay
saying is
basically.
like if I stop this, if I suppose I created the database and all,
Hmm.
everything is there, then I am stop terminating this one. Okay, I am running it, and after some time I am terminating it. So next time it will, when I run it, it will come from the everything will
So
be
there
gone.
are different options. I got it. So there are different options. So must see this currently my this compute that I've created is in the pause state in activity. Okay. So I can delete this also. Once I will delete this, it will not exist no more. Okay. So there are different state. Termination means it will present, but it will be not in the use. I can start it. Okay. Are you sure you want to start the cluster? Confirm. Now it will getting started. It will take like 3 to 4 minutes to get started.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So now if you can stop also, so you can stop also, you can delete it. By deleting it, you will not able to find it.
and one more very
One thing,
important thing. Sorry.
whatever storage we do, right, that is also built like suppose
Yes,
Yes. Very
yes,
important.
in
I
data.
was about yes, I was about to say that. So one more thing, you have to be very cautious when you are using any cloud services. So how this billing and this works is that, so there are two type of resources. Like for example, you have created a very simple VM, like we created just now 14 GB RAM and 4 core CPU. So as soon as you have created that machine, so as soon as you have stopped it, then your compute billing has been stopped over there. But still
That,
billing will be started. Why? Because when you stop that, your CPU and RAM has been released, but still there is some storage attached to it. That storage is not yet available for others use. That means you are using it. However, that is not like
that is
uh,
not much costly, I would say.
huh,
That
but
is
not
very
much
much
costly.
cost.
But yeah, the point is that even though you have stopped your machine completely, but that still some part of very small part of billing will start still going on because of that storage. So similarly, there are so many resources in cloud world where it we feel that we have stopped it, so that means we have stopped the billing, but actually it's not. So consider that point also, it's very important.
Yeah. So there is a one community edition where everything is free, no, but only limited options are there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Acha. Now coming to the multi-node. Okay. So single node means you are going with the one CPU only, or one GPU, or one core, or one system only. Okay. In multi-node, suppose you have a thousand of GBs of data to process into your system, then you can select a multi-node. In multi-node, this is almost same standard. These are the versions, so it will not a change. 13.2 or ML, so it will be the same. Okay, but see, there are multiple options enabled there. One is the minimum worker and one is a driver. So there are two important thing in multi-node. One is a driver and two and workers. You have to understand these terms. So drivers are where your code will entry, like it's a entry kind of thing. It's a one layer. It's a one layer kind of thing. So a one layer where your command will be processed. Okay, driver will be where command will be processed. But underneath that, there will be multiple other. If you let me show you the PPT. I guess I have made the PPT for this. Okay, yeah. See this one. Okay, so Okay, so if you will see, you can, I will explain you this. So see this image basically. VM is a driver, one is a driver where will commands will get come. Okay, now these are the workers. Under the worker, your parallel execution will be done and then sent to driver, and all three data or say the processing will be collected into the driver, and then it will process again, and then it will display the output. So when you are using 1000 GBs of data, then this multi-node is very useful basically. These one driver is only one. Under the driver there are multiple workers which are also VM. Okay, where VM mean virtual machines like CPU. Okay, where your process will be done, core processing will be done here only. Okay, now if I show you here, so drive worker type is, suppose I am 28 GB taking workers, 14 GB of worker, whatever that is, these are the standard. Now minimum worker is like how many worker, these worker basically. If you want two worker, three worker, four worker, how many workers you want? It can be up to, I don't know what, how much it can be get. See, these are the also changing. Now workers means, and the one driver is this. Now if I maximum worker 21, that means 294 GB of memory. From 7, it can expand from 70 to 294 GB of memory. From 20 cores, it can expand up to 84 core depending upon the usage. Okay, see the difference. Like if I will bring this down, see these values are also changing. So these are the basically values. You can see these values. Depending upon that, you can select your one. Runtime 13.2 is a Spark one. Scala will be version that I have selected here. Okay, now one driver means you can explore this one also. Spot instances, this is the good thing. This you can also always click on spot instances. It always, it helps you to save the cost. Basically, um, I will not go in detail because this is completely an another kind of VM kind of thing. But you can only select it. It will definitely affect your price basically on the spot instances. Spot instances means suppose there are some memory which are left out that can become on demand as for use. Enable auto scaling, definitely you should select this, because if you will not select, see if the options are changing. So if you will off or enable auto scaling, that means there is a dedicated, suppose I have selected 22 workers and not enabled auto scaling. That means this memory will be consumed every time. Like even my 10 GB process is running, it will be taking 308 GB of memory. Even my process can take up to 10 cores, but it will be always taking 88 cores. So enable auto scaling will help you to basically cost effective depending upon the, suppose that is I will started a process, it goes from 10, 20, 30. So as soon as basically the processing will be taking time and the processors will be taking memories and all, automatically it will go up. So basically it will not involve all the CPUs at once. Like it is pay on, like use on go, basically use on go kind of thing. So
Very
enable
good
not.
option. Very good option. And
Yes,
there are multiple benefit of auto scaling. So if you enable it, then let's say like it's very common. So some on not Netflix, let's say some movie released, so that particular time the utilization will be higher. So that
right.
time they will attach some extra CPUs. When the uses came down, then they will remove them so that you save your cost. First thing first. Second thing, because of high utilization, your application can break. So you save that as well. So many benefit of this auto scaling feature. I am the
And you
fan of it.
and you don't have to do anything manually. So if you enable
Yes,
auto scaling, it will be automatically. Suppose currently you are having 100 user on your application, then it will automatically scale down. Tomorrow, if you have 1000 users, it will automatically scale up depending upon number of cores, then the number of workers that you have given.
correct.
Are there any questions on this? Rest, all everything is same. So the main difference between multi-node and single node is multi-node is having drivers and workers. You can enable auto scaling that from which workers to maximum worker data go. Single node is just a single CPU basically where you can do. So currently, please create a single node cluster where you can select 13.2. You can use photon acceleration or not depending upon you. I mean, I will not suggest you to do that, but and you can select a node type 14 GB memory, 4 cores. It is more than enough for our current use case. Termination time, depending upon your use case, you can set maximum of 20 or 30, and then you can just go and create a cluster.
What is this photon acceleration?
Hello.
Ayush, one more thing. So
Yeah.
in the summary, beside standard this VM type, we can see 0.75 dB U per hour. So what exactly that unit and what exactly that is?
Sorry, where?
Beside
It's a summary.
summary, in
Summary, the
summary,
nodes which you are selecting. Basically,
no, no,
this
no.
is the
In the summary, that is 0.75 and dB U per hour something.
this is
Yes,
something
that's
unit. Basically, it's a unit of the cluster. This processing can be done per hour. 0.75 of dbu can be done per hour.
units. Okay. Fine.
Yeah.
I had one question. What is that photon acceleration? Do you know what is that? What does it do?
Acha, so basically, photon. It's nothing but like how to explain this. The frequency. Basically, there's a frequency of the upshift. Like if you want to shift, like current, suppose I'm creating a new column in our existing data frame. Okay, I'm just giving us a scenario, and I'm using this photon acceleration as of now. Okay, if I using this photon acceleration, if the processing is getting more, then it will accelerate the process. It will accelerate the in like internal process of this. And suppose if I'm doing some lazy loading or kind of thing where I'm just reading the data sets and all, it will basically optimize the cluster in such a way that it does not take all the usage of that cluster for that doing some chota wala process. It's a small process kind of thing. So it's just acceleration of the process depending upon the use case.
Okay, okay. Something like clocking of CPUs or something, maybe.
Yeah.
And one more thing. If we create one system, one master, one node cluster, right? Then the master
Yep.
and the worker are the same. Master and the worker image is the same.
Master and worker. Acha, if you are
Yeah.
creating
The one
multi-node
node
system,
cluster.
yeah, you can, not a
No, one
problem.
node cluster.
Yes.
No, one node cluster. I'm saying if it is one node, then the master and the worker is the same.
No. In this case, there is no any worker only. There is only one that is called as driver, or you can call this worker also, whichever you want. So whenever you are using single node na, so if I share you the PPT, if I show you PPT, if you are using single node na, it will not create it, either you can say as a driver, it's a basically driver and worker are in the same one and the same cluster
Yeah.
if you are using the single one.
Yeah, driver is the master, which I'm saying. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, in other cluster master with the master slave model, here they have driver and worker.
Yes.
Master node,
So
data node.
yes, so I will let you know, guys. These okay. So if you will see here, I have one more thing added: created manually, persistent, suitable for interactive workloads. Now there is one more cluster which is known as a job cluster, created by jobs, terminated by the end of a job, suitable for automated workloads, isolated just for jobs, expensive to run. Okay, so I will let you know what exactly. So there is an option you will see job compute, okay, and purpose compute, but there is a small difference that you will see in job compute. You will not able to see anywhere option as a create compute in job compute. Basically, see, there is no any option to create a job compute. Why it is so? Suppose you have scheduled a process every day at 5 p.m. Okay, created a workflow or created a job, I can say. Okay, now for these jobs, those jobs cluster are automatically are automatically created and automatically destroyed. Suppose your process take half an hour to run to execute completely. For in that half an hour, this job has a different dedicated cluster. Basically, it does not take your this cluster because this cluster might be busy in your notebooks. Okay, when you are running any notebooks, it might be busy on your notebooks. So job compute automatically it when you will create a job, it will ask that cluster. It will automatically scale up, it will automatically run the process, and once the process when the notebooks when once the notebook execution will be completed, it will automatically get destroyed and it will be saved there. So that's why there is no any option to create any job cluster. I hope this helps. You can pools are something different. Pools means create of a poster, but mainly people don't do this. Mainly these two are the cluster that we need to know. Any questions in this? Job between all purpose and job compute? Okay, I think we are good to go with the next. I hope everyone has created the cluster. Yeah, cool. Okay, so now I will go to the notebook. If you will, what is the time? Okay, I think our notebook, if everyone has created the cluster, we can start our notebook session tomorrow. Okay, I will just give you a one explanation of this demo session. I've created this complete notebook. I will share you the PPT today only. So let me tell you what I have, how much PPT. Okay, visualization clusters. Okay, I don't think much of the things are left. Okay, so but in a lab, basically everything is left, I can say. So tomorrow we will start with the notebook and the creating of the workflows. Okay, so today I guess everyone has started their cluster. Please make sure to stop their cluster. Okay, otherwise it will. If you have not selected, auto termination, but if you have also selected the auto termination and not using, you can directly go to the compute and just click on the stop cluster button. Don't delete it, please. Okay, now I will going to explain you this only. Okay, as I earlier told you that Spark has a different API like Spark Context, Spark Context, SQL Context, Spark Session, and you don't have to create a session or you don't have to create a Spark context also. So Spark Context has already object created into your data frame notebook that is known as SC, and Spark Session has already created a object where is this called as Spark. So if you will run this, ठीक है, see Spark version is coming at 3.40, 3.40, 3.40. This is the SC version of this. This is the Spark context version. This is a Spark version, and this is a Python version. Python version that we are using is 3.10. And you can similarly see this Scala, how this is done in a Scala. This is the Python one. Like I've shown you the different APIs right here. If you I go okay here, 12 Python is Scala. In Scala, I can also use in Scala. How can I check the version of the Python? Sorry, of the SC. SC is the Spark. Spark context basically. How can I check this one? This is 3.4.0 print ln. There is different syntax in Scala, that is print ln and SC version. If you will click on this, you will see there is a 3.40 of the Spark session. Now I have used some data and all. I have done the processing. This I will explain you tomorrow because this seriously needs time. And I think we are good for today. And I will share you the PPT. There is one more interesting fact that I've added that I would like to share with you guys. And this is mind blowing fact, I would say. But before proceeding this, does anyone have any question, please? As we are ending today's session. Till clusters.
So Ayush, you created single node cluster today, right?
Yes, yes,
Okay,
yes.
then fine. Because okay, then tomorrow we will create multi-node, and then I was asking that if we can see, topology GUI in GUI, they have this option. I'm not sure if they have or not.
GUI option, I didn't get it.
No, so the like if we create multi-node cluster, then
Hmm.
we in some cloud we get option to see the topology, right?
Ha 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 ha.
So that option I'm not
I'm
sure
not.
if.
I don't think we have option here. Like it will be this. It will. It will the similar as that current cluster as it is shown. It will show you the exactly same cluster basically.
Okay. Okay, no problem. So I will
Yep.
try to show you tomorrow if I get something. How what I exactly I was talking. Okay, then
Yeah.
fine.
Sure.
Yeah, please,
Okay.
guys, if someone have questions, please shoot your
I have
questions.
a question. So actually, I stopped here. Then from here we have two things. What is the resource group and Azure this thing? No, like what is this Databricks?
It's okay. It's okay. But I don't think the Databricks session can be. You can click on the Azure Databricks. Uh, can you see any option to the stop here? I don't think we can stop here. This because inside this you can stop. I don't think you can because this is not anything, right? This is just a platform where you are
Huh.
redirected. This is not using any of the AWS, sorry, Azure resources as of now.
Yeah, so here, this is just,
Hmm.
a web page
This
of
is
what.
just to link your Azure Databricks to the Azure Microsoft Azure platform, so you can easily SSO through your Azure Databricks as it is present on Azure platform.
Okay, so we have to go to the this one, signing to Databricks. This one, right?
Yes, yes, yes. Ideally, Azure Databricks is a completely different with the Azure. You don't have to think about Azure while using Azure Databricks.
So then we have to create a notebook. So there was a cluster creation, no? So here we have to go new something
New,
cluster.
create a
Cluster.
notebook cluster. Yes.
Okay, okay.
Yep. I have avoided multi-node just because of pricing. Otherwise, I would have gone with the multi-node.
Yeah. So what I was thinking is even single node is consuming that dollars, no? So better I will keep it for the multi node later. So
Sure, not a problem.
we can there are so many exercises maybe there, no? Which will work with the multi node, right?
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
so
You can create multiple clusters also. One is for single node, one is for multi-node, depending what your use cases. I have taken everything as a basics because I'm not first. I'm not using much of the data. Okay, I'm using very limited data, like And second is I'm not doing any of the very heavy processing. I'm just doing the basic processing to understand what exactly is PySpark and how it can be done in the Databricks, basically. I mean, it's as per you guys. If you want to explore multi-node, if you want to explore single node, if you want to explore maximum worker as 100, please go ahead.
yeah. So initially we need to work on single node, and then
Yeah,
we will build up something.
yeah, perfect, perfect. Yep.
Yeah. Okay, great. Yeah. Anyway, I have
Yeah.
a
Any
question.
other question? Yeah. Guys, any other question? Okay. One last important fact that I'm going to share you tomorrow. I will share you some more important fact. There is a recent study where it has been shown that data can be stored in a DNA inside a human DNA. I would say, like not a human, everyone DNA. Believe it or not, scientists have discovered a way to store digital data in DNA. DNA-based storage has a potential to revolutionize the field of data storage, offering unparalleled density and longevity. And on top of it, the most important fact is 1 gram of DNA can store 215 petabytes of data, basically.
Oh my God.
215 petabytes.
Oh,
Think
wonderful.
about
Amazing.
it. This
So this is human DNA or what?
any DNA.
Any DNA. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
So
Wow.
think about if in sometimes 50 years in a future or 100 years in a future, people started storing their, storing the data in their DNA. So the 100-acre data centers will come into just a glass, or not a glass, I would say in a bottle.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Maybe we can
Yeah.
listen to the animals, no? So
Yes.
So then more than gold, people will, secure their pets.
wonderful.
Wow.
So
Wow.
there
Wow.
are three.
Awesome.
Yeah, Rakesh, please.
Sorry.
So there are
Some
three keynotes. Sorry. Please go ahead.
okay. Yeah, yeah. No, you go ahead. I
Okay.
will not.
Okay. So there are three keynotes that today from today's session. One is how to create a cluster. Second is how we can explore the Databricks field, and what is the Apache Spark basically, and what are the different APIs of Apache Spark. Other than Databricks, to important fact, please make sure Google wisely, and please अपना डीएनए संभाल के रखना बेसिकली सब लोग, like please keep your DNA like yeah. So as of now, please, I'm ending this session tomorrow at 3:30, I guess. Anyone of you want to share anything, please do share. Okay, so tomorrow I will be um, basically doing the labs on PySpark by creating a notebook and creating a workflow and show you the workflow. Also, bit complex workflows where we will be parallelizing our process. Yeah.
That's nice. Yeah. Tomorrow timing,
Same.
same time.
Same. Okay. Perfect.
Okay, great.
Yeah, great. So thank you everyone. Thank you for joining. I will see everyone tomorrow. Hope everyone. If second thing, if anyone is facing any issue with respect to the Azure account, please do ping on the group so that Rakesh or Manoj or me can take that request and will help you to resolve that Azure access basically. So because tomorrow I must say that Azure access is very important. Do have any of the subscription if either student or free tier, please do have, because otherwise the session will be like boring kind of thing. So yeah, please. Thank you all.
Thank you, Ayush, so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Yeah,
so much, Ayush.
thank you all.
Some
Thank you,
great
Ayush.
efforts.
Yeah. Anytime, Rakesh. Thank you. Thank you for pitching in some interesting facts. Thank you.
So that is, I would say it's a bad habit, but
Yeah, it's okay. I
uh,
mean, it's sometimes good. Yeah. Thank you. Bye bye.
Okay.
yeah,
Bye bye.
thank you.
See you tomorrow.
Bye, everyone.